few years ago, I was watching American Pharoah win the Triple Crown. There's a bunch of money going around. My friend comes up to me and she's like, the horses must live a great life in the horse industry. They get taken care of so well. Personally, for me, I know they don't. I've grown up around off-the-track thoroughbreds my whole life, and I know the situations they get into. Unfortunately, they get started at a young age, and as they're so young, they're like 2-3 years old on the track, their legs get pounded and pounded and pounded, and because their growth plates aren't developed yet, there's a super high risk of injury. 51% of horses retire because of injury, according to the Australian horse trainer Reed Martin. The horses tend to blow suspensories and strain tendons and stuff like that, and most of them get thrown away and not even the proper type of rehab. There's also 57,000 horses a year get sent to slaughterhouses, is also what Martin says. And it's really unfortunate that the solution to giving those animals a proper life would be to send them to slaughter to get either used as glue, dog food, or even meat to people in the Asian area. There's also a lot of horses that get thrown away because of bad performance due to a lot of unregulated breeding. So there's no laws to say that this horse can't be bred to this horse, or you can't breed up into this certain amount. There's also a lot of inbreeding, and inbreeding can definitely deter performance, according to BMC Genetics. So there's many horses that are born each year, and in reality, most of them get retired at a very early age. And when they retire, they're like 5-6 years old, and horses typically live until they're like 25, is about an average. So 54%, according to the chart by Andrew Cohen, they're unknown of where they go. There are a lot of laws passed to try to deter slaughter. Like in the U.S., it's very legal, but there are a lot of horses that get sent across the borders, obviously to like Mexico and Canada, to be slaughtered. A lot of people only just see it as a job. They don't see it as the care for the animal or the well-being of how happy they are or what happens to them. And it's sad because these horses try so hard. They really have a big heart and they deserve another life, and that is why there are affiliations like the TAA, the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance. They try to give money to rescues like Hidden Acres Rescue for Thoroughbreds. I grew up with my mom running Hidden Acres Rescue for Thoroughbreds, and there's a lot of horses that come in, and because there are no regulations to breeding, they come in all shapes and sizes, which in reality that means bigger variety, and they can be used for any sport across the equestrian community. The thoroughbreds are so different from every other breed because there's so many different ways they can be used. We typically take in injured ones that need to be rehomed, and some people just want to take them in to love them and stuff like that, but to know that these thoroughbreds try so hard and they're so sweet and they deserve another life is just upsetting to think that somebody would send them to slaughter. There's also a lot of other organizations that really try to help and stuff like that. So in reality, the thoroughbreds are treated like machines, and unfortunately a lot of people, like my friend that I said earlier, she had no idea that this is what happens to these horses. They get injured at a very young age. They get euthanized, slaughtered. They get 75% of their life taken away from them. But there are places that rescue them and try to give them a better life, and it's really nice to have those around. And racehorses are great.